Good morning, students. In yesterday class, we have learned importance of organizing. I already explained this is 8 marks question. It's a very important question. And next topic, we have that organizational structure. Before going to that organizational structure, once we'll just glance about that importance of organizing. Yeah, that importance, totally we have that 7 points. First point, benefits of specialization. That means when right people place right job, they are doing the same job or same task in particular area, so that they are acquiring a knowledge. It is called benefits of specialization. Second one, optimum utilization of resources. That means in organizing leads to proper usage of all that material like financial, human resources, and the proper assignment job. It avoids that overlapping of work and make possible the best use of resources. That means organizing function which helps to that use that resources in a systematic manner, and also the manager will assigning the job to the employee or a workers. With that, it avoids that overlapping of work, and also with that the result is best one. Understood? This is called optimum utilization of resources. Next we have that clarity in working relationship. That means the organizing function clarify, or this organizing function helps in it clear that line of communication. What is that line of communication? That means whom is report to whom, here clearly defined, is called clarity in working relationship. Next we have that adaptation to change. What is that adaptation to change? That means the business environment, it keeps on changing. That is the reason the organizing itself also, they are adjusting to that business environment. They are going to adapting some organizational structure, suitable organizational structure. With that, organization can survive for long period of time, is called adaptation to change. Next we have that effective administration. That means once the organizing gives that clear description of job and related duties, this will helps to that avoid confusion and duplication, and this will leads to effective administration. Understood? And next we have the development of personnel. That means organizing, it stimulates is nothing but encouraging. Organizing encouraging creativity, and also it provides well defined areas of work, ensure the delegation of authority. Your delegation, what is the delegation? Delegation means transferring of authority from superior to subordinate. Once again I'll explain you that. That means the top level management will give some power to the manager. That power and that authority will transferring to the lower level management. The manager will give or assigning the tasks to the lower level management, that is inspector or a supervisor. They have to work according to that work, and also it provides sufficient freedom to the manager. I already explained you that is. That means the top level management will give some authority, power to the manager, that with that power he will give a direction, he will give a assigning, he will assigning the work to the lower level management. With that the worker will work efficiently and effectively. With that we can achieve that organizational goal, is called development of personnel. Once again I'll explain. Development of personnel is nothing but organizing promotes creativity. The manager, they will think and more, and also the manager will assigning the work to the lower level management. With that they can reduce that workload, and also manager will suggest that some suitable way to increase that production, is called development of personnel. And next we have that expansion and growth. Expansion and growth is nothing but the organizing function which helps to that enterprises take up that new challenges, and with that facing of new challenges they can earn the more profit. With that they can increases that number of employees and number of branches, and also that they can increases in the form of sales. This is called expansion and growth. If you want to increases the profit in an organization, you have to adopt new technology which brings expansion and growth. This is all regarding to the importance of organizing. And next we have that organization structure. Organization structure, it means organization structure can be defined. It is a framework within the managerial and operating tasks are performed. That means organizational structure is a framework and within the managerial operating tasks are performed. That means this structure which helps to the work within that manager and within that operation work can only perform this regarding to that only middle level and lower level management. Understood? This organizational structure can expect for 1 marks, and this organizational structure we can be classified as a 2 types. First one, functional structure. Can just see that in a red color I have bolded, that is functional structure and divisional structure. What are the 2 kinds of organizational structure? Our organizational structure can be classified as a 2 categories. First one, functional structure. Second one, divisional structure. Here functional structure advantages and disadvantages, and divisional structure advantages and disadvantages. This question they may ask in 1 marks or 2 marks, but in this chapter there is no 4 marks, only 8 marks. This question will not ask in a 8 marks question. Understood? Let us understand what is the functional structure. The functional structure, see the diagram. The functional structure can be classified on the similar in the nature. See that the cosmetics, garments, footwear or a skincare. This is that divisional structure. Here human resources, marketing, research and development, purchasing. These are the functional structure. That means similar in nature. We are going to grouping that activities is called functional structure. Each department, that means the function as they are working as a department. Each department they are focusing to achieve that their department goals. Understood? They are working as a separately, but they are focusing to achieve that organizational goal is called functional structure. Let us see that what are the advantages of functional structure. The advantages of functional structure. The first one, it promotes control and coordination within a department because of similarity in task being performed. That means I already explained that means functional structure, it means similar in nature. They are going to making a grouping of activities. That means human resources department, sales department, purchasing department, research and development department. It is all that similar in nature, and also the worker or employees, they are working in particular department. They are very specialized in particular department, and also among them they have that very good coordination within a department. That means the sales department they have to coordinate with a purchasing department. The purchasing department they have to coordinate with the production department. The production department they have to coordinate another department. They have that interlink between that each and every department. That means it promotes control and coordination within a department because of similarity in tasks are being performed. Second one, it helps in increasing managerial and operational efficiency, and this result in increased profit. That means the each department, they are working as a separately and they are focusing to achieve that organizational goal, and also here they have increasing profit. Do you know that reason why? Because of they are working in particular department, they are getting that very specialized, they are acquiring that knowledge, with that they are in very good in work, so that with the help of that work it result in increasing profit. This is called advantages of functional structure. Next we have that disadvantages of functional structure. Here disadvantages, first one, a functional structure gives less importance and overall enterprises objectives. I already explained it, that mean functional structure, it means grouping of similar activities in a as a group, as a department. That means once you have classified as a department, they are focusing their departmental objectives, they are not focusing to organizational objectives. Understood? That is the reason this functional structure, it gives less importance to the overall enterprises objectives. Next we have that it may lead to problem in coordination, as information has to be exchanged across functionally differentiated department. I already explained you that is, we have the different department in the organization. That means the production department should be having that contact with the, or they have to get the information from the purchasing department, and also the after that production they have that contact with the sales department. After they have to, before that they have to contact with the marketing department. After that marketing, they have to contact with finance department. See that they have that interlink or a chain link within the different department. Here what will be happen? That means the problem when they are going to exchanging that information, functionally differentiated department. That means the sharing of information or exchanging of information, in that they have some problem or misunderstanding, they don't have a coordination. Understood? This is all regarding to the disadvantages of functional structure. And next we have that divisional structure. Divisional structure means it promotes, first one, what is divisional structure? We have to understand. That means in an organization we have the different different products they are offering to that customers. And also keep it in mind, divisional structure they can adapt it by large scale operation, and also they are should be offering the 2 or 3 products. Understood? If suppose ABC company offering only one product, it is not possible to adopt the divisional structure. If suppose ABC company they are offering that 4 to 5 products at 3 to 4 products, on the time they can adopt the divisional structure. And advantages of divisional structure, example for divisional structure, suppose ABC company offering cosmetics, footwear, skincare or food products. These are the example for divisional structure. Now next we have the advantages of divisional structure. It promotes flexibility and initiative because each division function an autonomous unit, which leads to faster decision making. How that the department we have separated in a functional structure, here also they have that separate products, separate departmental products. With that they are taking very quick decision making. Understood? Here there is no wait to the approval of higher authority. They can take a decision with them with a self department. And next we have that it facilitate expansion and growth. Understood? That means with the help of this divisional structure we can expansion and we can get a growth. And next we have the disadvantages. First one, conflict may arise among the different divisions. That means If suppose any product they have getting a demand, suppose example food products, it may lead to or it may conflict, it may misunderstanding of a footwear department. The department they are getting a demand, but we are not getting a demand. So that is in a way that among them only they have that misunderstanding, that is conflict may arise among the different divisions. And second one, we have that it may lead to increases in cost since there is no maybe duplication of activities across the product. That means each are a different department, different products they are offering, it may increases in a cost. That means they are not doing the duplication of their activities. This is all regarding to that divisional structure. And in the next class we are going to discussing formal and informal organization, and this is very important for 8 marks, and this question asked in March 2020 examination. Thank you.